Talk to us about, I guess, the decision to come back. Is this something you've been envisioning for a while?
Yeah, it was always the plan. We just been kind of plugging away over at the ghost house and just trying to get back. But same with everybody on my team, right? Just waiting for the opportunity, jump back in. I just want to bounce back from that last one, right? I didn't really show what I could do, and it was kind of frustrating. So just kind of looking to bounce back from that and kind of put on a show and just show what I can do, right? Everything, trying to just be better, be prepared, be ready when I go in there. A lot more working on the jits, a lot more stand up. One of my main coaches is Jesse Gross, so if anybody knows him, they know how hard he works, and he puts it on you. Everything's cardio, everything's be prepared to go in there and put on a show. And just big part of my game, I guess, like I had to work on though, besides that, was just be mentally prepared to go in there and just be ready to whoever I'm facing, right? Like, not worry, just have fun and go in there.
Talk about the decision to turn pro, because obviously you had a lengthy amateur career, but what was the ultimate decision to become a pro mixed martial artist now?
It was always the plan to turn pro, but I was actually planning on doing it a little earlier, but COVID hit and everything happened. So I took a little bit more amateur fights, and I just feel like now is the right time. For this fight, I'm training at Dog Pound. We just opened a new facility. It's got everything I need, so that's where I'm training for this fight. I don't really know much about them. I don't really like to look up too much about them, it doesn't really matter to me. At this point, everybody knows how to do everything, so I just go in there focusing on what I'm going to do. Just everything, everybody gets better. Everybody's doing everything now. Everybody's good at everything now. So I've been focusing on everything, grappling, striking, taekwondo, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, everything.
Dylan, what do you know about your opponent here in Steve Sampaio, who's making his pro MMA debut against you?
I've seen a little bit of stuff. I know he's a good striker. I know he's got a good team, a good group of guys around him. Good counter striker. I haven't seen much of the jits really. I know he's coming off of a couple wins from amateur from MFL, I believe. Other than that, I a lot of that stuff I leave to my coaches, right? I try not to dive too much into it. Whatever they tell me I need to do, whatever they tell me I need to work on. But other than that, good striker, good counter striker. And I know he's going to come in and he's looking to make a statement, trying to make a name for himself, right?
Yeah, you'll see lots of striking. I haven't thrown any takedowns in my fights. If the guy's taking me down, we go to the ground. But usually I like to keep it standing and throw down, man, and see what happens, But I don't mind anywhere it goes. If they want to grapple, we can grapple. If they want to box, we can box. If they want to kickbox, we can do that. I don't mind doing anything.
Without a takedown, you've gotten 3 submissions in a row. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, usually I go in there, I throw a little bit, they shoot on me, we end up on the ground, and then the jiu-jitsu starts going in there. Yeah, I started on the mats. That's where I started doing, I fell in love with MMA, is watching jiu-jitsu and watching the Gracies and just seeing jiu-jitsu excel in MMA, it made me love it. So that's where I first caught my eye about MMA.
Can you describe your fighting style to those who haven't seen you fight?
More so, I like to put the cardio on them, put the pace on them. I'm not the greatest at one particular thing. It's more so I just try to be well-rounded, whether it's jits, whether it's my stand-up. I've worked on a lot of things like my jits, like my stand-up. I'm hoping that it comes through and shows. But I guess my biggest thing is just being gritty, just trying to walk forward and just put the pace on them. Going out there and being gritty with him. I know he's going to look to counter strike. I know he's going to look to come forward. As far as I know, he's a strong kid. I think it'll be a good 3-rounder. I think one of us will come out with a decision. I don't see either of us getting the finish, really. Obviously, it'd be awesome, but I think it'll just be a tough fight for the both of us.
Just being me, using my fighting style, using my slickness, my head movement, my fakes, and just getting in there and putting my hands on him. Usually when I touch guys, they go down. So I don't think this fight will be any different.
No, not at all. For the first time as a professional mixed martial artist, Steve Sampaio steps inside the BTC cage. Now let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Mr. Throwdown Pete Trevino, to get the action underway.
Follow my instructions at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Make your way back to your corners.
Ladies and gentlemen, this BTC flyweight contest will be decided in 3 rounds or less.
Here we go, action underway at BTC 17. Referee Matthew Rocca gets us set. Dylan Lacroix with the black and gray trim shorts, and Steve Sampaio with the black with red trim.
Forgot how quiet it is in the training center on these fights.
Yeah, you know what? The last time we had it was 1 year ago. I don't remember it being this quiet.
Let's see here if Dylan looks to stay long. He's a longer guy with the longer reach. Ooh, Sampaio with a nice head kick.
Bit of high kick there from Sampaio. Now starts to put the blitz on. Nice elbows up against the fence from Sampaio.
Sampaio talking about saying he wants to get this fight mostly to the ground. He likes fell in love with the grappling. This is what he needs to do. Work his way inside to the longer fighter, put him against the cage, and dirty box a bit and look for a takedown.
Another good elbow, and that's a good strategy right now. Just putting the weight on, wearing on Lacroix. We'll see if he can get the fight to the ground. As we said, he finished off his amateur career with 3 straight finishes, and I believe 2 of those 3 were submissions, including a triangle choke, which at the amateur level, Josh, you really don't see.
You don't see it often, no, especially in some of the amateurs where they have their shin pads and things like that. It makes for really hard. Nice side kick there from Sampaio.
For Sampaio, it's going to be about pacing because, I mean, he did have some issues with the scale, did eventually make weight, but you don't want to blow yourself out early here in the first 3 minutes of this fight where we are scheduled for 3 5s.
For sure, and this is also their first, or Sampaio's first pro fight, so obviously some nerves. Nice low kick there. Going to play into it, but both guys so far look very calm. Oh, another nice chop and low kick. Nice setup there. He's 2 low kicks and then 1 up high, trying to get Dylan to drop those hands.
But you can see the composure that Lacroix has with just that one pro fight, even though it was back in 2019. Oh,
nice
good
left
hook from Sampaio, drops Lacroix.
That hurt him.
Sampaio going in for the finish, landing some heavy ground and pound.
That full mount, he stepped right over.
Beautiful transition into that full mount from Sampaio.
Dylan has to get a hold of him here. He's got to buck, get back to half guard at least. He's going to eat some hard elbows here.
Nasty elbows.
Might give up an arm here too. I don't know if he's going to take it because he is pretty close to the cage.
It looked like Sampaio. That's what he's looking. There it is. He's going for the arm and a quick tap.
Wow.
What a performance from Steve Sampaio, showing pro-level experience here in his pro MMA debut. Looked like a 10-fight veteran in there. Took his time, set up with the low kicks, went high, and dropped Lacroix with a beautiful left hook and closed the show with an armbar.
That was a beautiful sequence there. Caught the leg, came over the top with the left hook, dropped him, took full mount. And you could see he was thinking about going for the armbar there. He kind of waited a second, and then he went for it, and it was beautiful. Nice technique there, and that was picture perfect.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful job from Steve Sampaio as well. Was able to hurt Lacroix, but I like how he didn't try to punch himself out. Saw there was the opportunity for full mount, land some ground and pound, land those elbows, and then eventually go to your bread and butter, which is the submission game.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please, for both of the fighters in this cage. Your tap out came at 2 minutes, 18 seconds of the first round for your winner by armbar submission, Steve Sampaio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the winner, Steven Sampaio. Steven, that was a tremendous performance, really flawless victory there. You look like you had 10, 20 fights coming in here. This is your pro debut. What do you attest to looking so comfortable in the cage?
Because I should have been here a long time ago. I had a daughter. COVID came. It's been a lot.
Obviously very emotional. I can see how much this win means to you. Speaking about the fight, It looked like you caught a leg kick there. You came over the top of the left hook that dropped him. That's what hurt him. You took full mount, and I saw you were thinking about the armbar there. You went for it, and you got it picture perfect. Is this how you thought the fight was going to play out?
Yeah, I talked about it in my thing. I was gonna use my speed, my movement. You know, I know a lot of these guys don't move like me, you know. So I know if I move a little bit, and I'll get the shot. I'll find it.
You're now 1-0 as a pro. You got your first win, your big win. What do you want to do next? Is there somebody you want to fight in particular? How quick do you want to get back in the cage as well?
Just gonna keep going, man. I want belts. So I'm just working to get a belt so people can start knowing me. That's what I want.
Finally, any shout outs you want to give? Any coaches, gyms, sponsors?
Shout out to my coach, Dog Pound. If you guys want to make your kids some ninjas, bring them by Dog Pound Brampton. We got a new place. We got everything you guys need. Shout out to my friend here. This is my buddy I grew up with my whole life. You know, he comes out to support me. He's from Calgary, flew all the way here to fly back to today at 3 o'clock in the morning just to be with me. So that's what it's for. And I just want this fight's for my grandpa. I lost my grandpa. This was for my grandpa.
We're sorry for your loss. I look forward to seeing what's next from you. Congratulations. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Sampaio.